The Web User Check-in feature shows you which users are currently active in your Powercode system. So the first time a user logs in for the day, they're going to get a pop-up that states that they need a check-in. And we also have this message that says that we've been idle for more than 30 minutes. We'll take a look at that configuration setting in a second. So let's go ahead and check in, and let's take a look at how to activate this feature. So under the system configuration page, we'll see two new options here. It's pretty basic. User check-in required is the option we need to turn to on in order to activate the feature. And then the idle time before checkout is the value that determines how long a user has to go without loading up any new pages in Powercode, which includes refreshes, in order to have their session time out. So as far as this timeout thing is concerned, let's go ahead and take a look at the reports that come around from this feature. So we'll go to the reports dashboard, and the first one we want to take a look at is the user activity timesheet. And what this is giving us is every user on a particular day and all of their sessions. So let's take the Powercode username as our example here. We'll see that we have two entries, and that is because we have one entry from this morning that timed out a little over half an hour, and then we have a second entry that we just created by logging in just now. So the first entry started 9:41. It was active for 32 minutes, and during that time frame we had 67 pages loaded. Now if you notice, we just logged in at 11:54, and the last current activity is showing 11:55. And that's because for every entry for an individual user, it will update all entries. So you know that the user logged in at 9:41 this morning, but at a glance you can see that they were active as of just recently. And if I go ahead and refresh this page, we'll see that that last current activity has updated. Now as for the second entry here, we had just logged in 11:54, and it's obviously it hasn't been a half an hour yet without loading any new pages, so that session is currently active, which we see here. I've only loaded 5 pages in that time frame, and it's just giving us the information for every user, how many pages loaded, how long are their sessions, and it's just helping us to keep track of all the users that are currently active in the system. Now, as good as it is to see this timesheet, which is giving us everything that happens on a particular day, it's also helpful to be able to see all of the sessions for a particular user throughout the history here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the user activity timesheet by user, and we're going to select the Powercode user here. And just like on the other sheet, we only had 2 entries, and that's because we just started using this feature today. Now if I use this for a couple of weeks, I'll be able to see every session of every day, basically all the way back until we started using the feature, and get an idea of what the general sessions look like for this user, how many pages were loaded. I can get some nice statistics out of this. And between these two reports and having the feature active, we're getting a lot of information about who's currently active in the system, how long they're generally active for, when they're logging in, and how many pages they're loading, which gives us a good sense of what the activity within the Powercode server is like on the user basis.